कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् यत्पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् गोष्पतीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनम् कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमद राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकि गिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायण महानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीद् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः मङ्गलं कोसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मंगलम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. Having made clear that the intent of our action here coming into the cave is only to eat and go, and that having been told to her, they also requested the tapaswini there, that is Swayamprabha, and then all of them were transported back to their original place from where they arrived into the cave within no time by just closing their eyes. And she said, "Now I'm leaving." In the meanwhile, having left, they really wondered whether they have any more time to search for Sita. Neither they have time nor they have a scope. Therefore, it is concluded by Angada that it is better that we don't go back. We do prayopaveshanam. Pravayopaveshanam yuktam sarvesham chavani vanokasam. That's what he concluded. So when this is why it is so that is why further in the next further verses saying, verse number 14 onwards. Tikshna prakritya sugrivaha
Tikshna prakritya sugrivaha
swami bhave vyavastitaha
Swami bhave vyavasthitaha
naksamishyati naha sarvan
Nakshamishyati naha sarvan
aparadakruto kadan
Aparadhakruto gatan
apravruttau cha sitayaha
Apravruttau cha sitayaha
papameva karishyati
Papameva karishyati
tasmat samavi kshama, okay, tasmat kshamavihadhyaiva
Tasmat kshama vihadhyaiva
gantum prayopaveshanam
Gantum prayopaveshanam
yaktva putramscha daramscha
Tyaktva putranscha daramscha
dhanani cha grihani cha
Dhanani cha grihani cha
dhruvam no himsate raja
Dhruvam no himsate raja
sarvan pratikatani
Sarvan pratigatani taha
padena pratirupena
Vadhena pratirupena
shreyan mrityurihaivanah
Shreyan mrityurihaivanah
nachaham yauvarajyena
Nachaham yauvarajyena
sugrevena abhishechatah
Sugrivena bhishechitaha
narendrena abhishiktosmi
Narendrena bhishiktosmi
ramena klishtakarmana
Ramena klishtakarmana
apurvam badavairomam.
Sapurvam
Baddhavairom.
baddhavairova
Yeah, correct. Napurvam baddhavairomam.
Purvam baddhavairomam
Drishtva vyakti raja drishtva vyatikramam
Raja drishtva vyatikramam
dharayishyati dandena
Ghat
ghadishyati
Ghatayishyati dandena
tikshne kridanischayah
Tikshnena kritanishchayah
kimne suhrudbhik vyakta sumhe vasanam. Okay. Kimme suhrudbhir right?
Yes, Swamishi. Yeah.
Vyasanam. Okay. Kimme suhrudbhir vyasanam
Kim me suhridbhir vyasanam
pashyadbhir jivitantare
Pashyadbhir jivitantare
iheva pranamasishye iheva prayamasishye
Ihaiva prayamasishye
Punye sagara rodasya. Yeah, sagara rodasya. Because this printing is so bad here. Punye sagara rodasi.
Punye sagara rodhasi.
It's all smudged. So here, why we have decided we should decide to do prayopaveshanam here, that is being stated. Let me see whether this light can help me. Okay. Sugrivaha Tiksha Pragritya Swamihi Bhave Vyavastitaha. Sugriva is now the king. Swami Bhava means a commander or a leader here in the Kishkindha Nagari. And Tikshna Pragritya, he is of a nature of a very Tikshna here should not be understood as angry, but stern, somewhat cruel, very stern about what he does, the way he treats. Naha na ksamishyati, he will not tolerate us when we don't go with the actual, what he wants. Sarvan aparada kruto gatan. So then one who is definitely going to punish us for what we have not accomplished, and he will not tolerate this. Aparada kritaha sarvan. We the one who have committed a serious blunder. Sitayaha cha apravruttau, not actually bringing any information. Apravruttau, not bringing her or not bringing any information. Sitayaha apravruttau, papamena karishyati. He will definitely create a papam. Here means he will punish. He will punish only for all of us. Tasmat kshamam. Therefore, it is appropriate or it is correct. Iha eva prayopaveshanam gantum. It is better that we get into the fast until death. Fast until death here itself. Because when we go back, Tyaktva, having given up putran, dharan, danan, grihani cha, danani, grihani, putran. Now our children, our wives, and our wealth, our houses. Naha himsate raja dhruvam. For sure, he will punish us. Sarvan pradigatan itaha. From here, pradigatan, whoever returns. So therefore, apradirupena vadena, punishment of death, shreyan, better, mrityuhu iha evanaha. It's better that we die here itself. Anyway, we know when we go back, we will be killed. Why we cannot do it aram say ourselves? With our own, take sweet time we take instead of getting killed right away there. We'll take time. Some of them may survive also, so that will be good. Nachaham yavarajyena sugrivena abhishechitaha. See, the point is, now you can understand why Angada is so reluctant to go back. He is saying that I am not crowned as a crown prince by Sugriva. Narendrena abhishaktaha asmi ramena. I am only done as Yuvaraj only by Rama. Rama's request only it has been done. Not Sugriva wanted to do it. So he's showing his, kind of anger or frustration with Sugriva being Vali's son who was killed. Bali being killed. And he says, I am not crowned to be a prince by Sugriva. It is because of Rama. Aklishta karmana ramena. One who never commits blunder in his actions. So he requested Sugriva to make me a crown prince. By himself, I don't think he would have done it for me. So, because why? Purvam saha baddhavairaha mam raja. He always had got a secondary treatment for it. Begin be stepmotherly. I don't understand why people don't say stepfatherly treatment. They always say stepmotherly treatment. I do not. Maybe mothers treat like that. Stepmotherly treatment. Why he is doing stepfatherly treatment? Baddhavairaha. Drishtva vedikramam gatayishyati dandena. So when he go back, definitely he will kill me only. Tikshnena dandena. Kritanishchayaha. He is very clear in his mind. If I do not go back with an information about Sita, earlier itself he has so much of enmity about me. Now he will not hesitate to destroy me. And what will happen when I go back with empty hand? What will be the people thinking about me? A Yuvaraj of a king, a prince of a kingdom, and he comes back empty-handed? Kim me suhrudbihi vyasanam pashyadbihi jivitantare. What will be the when I am going to be punished by Sugriva for this thing that I went empty-handed? What would be the perception of the people who are especially my own friends and others? So there is no point in this. Jividan iha eva prayam asishye. Therefore, I will sit here for fast until death. Punye sagara or rodasi. Rodas means end or a bank or the coast in the very shore of this ocean. Let me do this. So this way he had decided, and he decided for everybody. Being a leader, he decided for everybody. So once see, this is what happens, when a leader is unclear about the further action, ambiguous, uncertain, indecisive. Anytime you ask a question, a leader must be little more, of course, he has to listen to everyone, no doubt, but he should be firm in his decision. To take a decision, he may take time, but when he takes a decision, he should be clear. And when the leader takes such a decision, then others, you cannot say much. So when Angada had said that we will do the Prayopaveshanam, not many people would object to it. So now, having listened to this, all of them, Etachrutva Kumarena
एतच्छ्रुत्वा कुमारेण
Yuvarajena Bhashitam
युवराजेन भाषितम्
Sarve te Vanarasreshtaha
सर्वे ते वानरश्रेष्ठाः
Karunam Vakyamabruvan
करुणं वाक्यमब्रुवन्
Tikshna Prakritya Sugrivaha
तीक्ष्णप्रकृत्या सुग्रीवः
Priya Raktascha Ragavaha
प्रिया रक्तश्च राघवः
Samikshya Kritakaryostu
समीक्ष्या कृतकार्यास्तु
Tasminscha Samaye Gate
तस्मिंश्च समये गते
Adrishtayam cha Vaidehyam
अदृष्टायां च वैदेह्यां
Drishtva chaiva samagatan
दृष्ट्वा चैव समागतान्
Raghava Priyakamaya
राघवप्रियकामाय
Gatayishyatya Samshayam
घातयिष्यत्यसंशयम्
Nakshamam chaparadhanam
न क्षमं चापराधानां
Gamanam Swami Parshvatah
गमनं स्वामी पार्श्वतः
Pradhana Bhutascha Vayam
प्रधानभूताश्च वयम्
Sugrivasya Samagataha
सुग्रीवस्य समागताः
Ihaiva Sitaman Anvikshya
इहैव सीताम् अन्वीक्ष्य
Pravrittim Upalabhyava
प्रवृत्तिम् उपलभ्य वा
No ched gacchama tam Veeram
नो चेत् गच्छाम तं वीरम्
Gamishyamo Yamakshayam
गमिष्यामो यमक्षयम्
Sarvete Vanarasreshtaha Kumarena Yuvarajena Bhashitam Edachrutva. All those leaders of the monkeys, having listened to what the Yuvaraj, that is Angadena Kumarena, that is Vali Kumarena, Bhashitam Shrutva, having heard, Karunam Vakyam Abruvan, they replied pathetically. Karunam. Karunam here should not be taken sympathy, but to be a kind of a failed attitude. So here, Sugrivaha Tikshna Prakritya, one who has, as you mentioned, he is a person of intense emotion. And Raghavaha Priyaraktascha. And he is so fond of Raghava, Raman also. And for whom we have all come here, actually it is not Sugriva's need, it is Rama's need, whom Sugriva is devoted to. Samiksha krita karyastu tasmin samaye gate. And for whose sake, Samiksha, very well thought of, akrita karyeshu, not akrita karyeshu. In these things which we have not accomplished, seeing that we have not accomplished, and also for which the time also has elapsed, tasmin samaye gate, Vaidehyam adrishtayam, not seeing Vaidehi so far, Drishtva chaiva samagadan, and also he is seen, all of us have come back without that. Raghava Priyakamaya, being the task meant for Rama, due to his love for Rama, Ghadayishyati asamshayam. He will kill, and no doubt about that. So, aparadhanam na kshamam gamanam swamihi parshvataha. So, those people who have not completed their task, it is not correct to go back to the proximity of the king at all. Don't even go anywhere near. Swami parshvataha gamanam na kshamam. It is not appropriate to go. So when you don't finish the task, here also many times when volunteers, have you finished that? Yeah, I'm working on this, Swamiji. You come here, I want to talk to you. Can I come next week? I know that they didn't do the work. No, I want to talk to come here. I'm busy, Swamiji. They know very well. Over the phone, they can manage to escape, but then they come in front of me, they cannot escape. So they will be evading. So here also he said that we better don't go anywhere near Sugriva because I know what he will do. Nakshamam aparadhanam gamanam swami parshvadaha. Vayam pradhana bhutaha, and we are also considered by him as the most prominent people. Sugrivasya samagataha. When we are being considered by him as most prominent people, we have proved through our past actions that we are capable of doing. So it is not necessary or appropriate to go near him. So Sitam anvikshya pravrittim upalabhyava iha eva. We will go only when Sugrivasya samagataha, that one, samagataha vayam, when we go there, we should have must have seen Sita and some information. No chet, if not, Biram gamishyamaha yamakshayam. Tam biram gamishyamaha yamakshayam no chet, if gachamaha. So we will go to that Sugriva only when we have information. In case if we don't have, Yamakshayam Gachamaha, we will go to the abode of Yama. So Tambiram will go to the previous line. So Swami Parshvadaha Tambiram Aparadhanam. So that way it is. And now this is the conclusion of the leaders of the monkeys. And they approved, therefore, more or less what Angada had stated. Plavangamanam tu bhayarditanam.
Plavangamanam tu bhayarditanam.
Shrutva sutra vajastara idam pravashe.
Shrutva vachastara idam babhashe.
Alam vishadena bilam pravishya.
Alam vishadena bilam pravishya.
Vasama sarve yadirocha devaha.
Vasama sarve yadirochate vaha.
Idam hi maya bihidam sudurgamam.
idam hi maya vihitam sudurgamam.
Prabhuda pushpodaga bojja bojjam
Peyam.
Sudurgamam Prabhuda pushpodaga bojja peyam.
Prabhuta pushpodaka bhojya peyam.
Ihasti no chaiva bhayam purandarat.
Ihasti no naiva bhayam purandarat.
Naragavatma nararajatopi va.
Naraghavat vanara rajatopi va.
Shrutvangadasyapi vachonukulam.
Shrutvangadasyapi vachonukulam.
Ujuscha ve sarve haraya pratitaha.
Uchuscha sarve haraya pratitaha.
Yatanad hanmema hanyem. Yatama hanyema tata vidanam.
Yathana hanyema tatha vidhanam.
Asaktam adyeva vidhiyatam naha.
Asaktamadhyaiva vidhiyatam naha.
Bayardidanam plavangamanam vachah shrutva. Bayardidanam, afflicted by fear now, all these, the monkeys, when they're Bayarditanam vachah shrutva, having heard this, Tara as one of the prominent monkeys, perhaps earlier also he was mentioned. Tara is Vali's wife. Tara is one of the monkeys. Idam Babashi, he started to say this. He's very intelligent. He said, why are we so sorrowful? Alam vishadena. Enough is this kind of, alam means enough. Enough is this kind of sorrowful statement and situation. What we'll do is, we'll enter back into that very opening. Bilam Vishai Pravishya. Then Sarve Vasama. Oh, we will stay there only. If everybody is agreeing to this, Yadi Vaha Rochate. If all of us agree to this, that's the best thing. Why? Because we can eat and sleep and whatnot. Why unnecessarily die? Idam hi maya vihidam sudurgamam. This we have understood that it is not easily reachable by anybody else. And we know how we were able to go before, so we can go back again. And Prabhuda Pushpa Udaga Bojya Peyam. Peyam, drinkable. Bojyam, eatable. Udaga, water. Pushpa, flowers. Everything is there. For us, what do we want? What is our breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Mango, coconuts, and bananas. That's all. What else we need? We don't need much of the food preparation, cooking, nothing. We just eat. Everything is available there. So we should not bother about much. So all are available to us for us to enjoy. And ihasti no chai no naiva bayam. In here, there is no fear at all. As it has been said that it is dead, gifted by Indra, out of, he made sure that Maya is killed, and Brahma has given this as a gift to Hema, and this whole place, so the Indra won't come because he only gifted, he only made sure possible. And Brahma has already given, and it's a Mayavi Loka. So there is no Bayam. Purandarat na Bayam. Indra won't come here. Raghavat Vanara Rajo Abhiva, because they cannot enter there. They don't even know that such a place exists. See, very interesting. And so we will be safe. So this is what he says. So Shrutva Angadasyapi Vachaha. So Anukulam Ujuscha Sarve Harayaha Pratitaha. So when he when the both of them have said that, Angada also said, Tara also said, they listen to both of them. So now the decision has to be taken whether it's fast until death or release until death. Either खा के मरेंगे or भूख में मरेंगे, which is what we need to decide this way. Shutva angadasyapi vachaha anukulamochischa sarve haraya pratita. Everybody say, yes, you are right. That is also right. Yatana, our point is, all of them said, yata na hanyema tata vidanam asaktam adyeva vidiyatam. Vidiyatam, please tell us what we need to do so long as we are not going to be killed. That is all we want. So long as we are not going to be killed, then Adyeva, so not going to be killed today itself, then it is better. That Tadavidanam, that alone is one which we need to accept. Asaktam, Vidiyatamnaha. Without lose of time, we should be able to survive. That is all we need. Okay, so this is the decision that they have to take, whether to go back to the villa or we have to fast until death. However, we are not going back. That is a decision that is taken. Ityashe Srimad Ramayana Valmiki Adi Kavya Kishkindha Kand 350 Sarga. See, as we have seen, most people in life, they are not ready to put efforts. If at all they put any effort, it is for immediate pleasures and joys only. Anybody you ask, why are you working hard? Working hard because you want to enjoy life. Well, no doubt, that is what the majority of the people do. You know, on the other day when I was in a Balviyar class, somebody, visiting a Balviyar class, one girl asked me this question. Somebody, is this stotram chanting, is so difficult. Why do we need to do this? In the Balviyar class, why do we need to do stotram chanting? It's so hard. I said, see, people go to do workout, go to gym, and they take heavy weights. Why do they need to do that? Why do they need to take heavy weights? Are they going to do everyday heavyweight championship? Why do they need to exert to take heavy weight on their body? It is because when you are capable of taking heavy weights, even small things that you do everyday life will become very easy. Because your body is capable of taking that much of weight and still not strained. Slowly, when you train yourself, then when it comes to even relatively modestly heavy ones, you will find it very easy to take care. Physical body is capable of handling it. If you are never one who has ever taken heavy weight on your body, then it will be very hard, even small things to do. That's why when we take people to Kailash, etc., I tell them, walk and then take strain and go to the heights and get used to this. Not that tomorrow onwards you will be all the time going to 6,000, 7,000 feet. You are not. But when you happen to that you have to go, you will have no feeling of exhaustion. What people do is they will take, the painkiller and then walk. Oh, stupid they are. Body has to know what pain is. Then only it can tolerate. If you take a painkiller and then walk, then. Anyway, so I told her that taking a heavy weight and in the gym, etc., it is to prepare your body for even simple tasks. You should not get exhausted. Similarly, doing something hard is to make your life easy. Tomorrow, if you have to remember some mathematical calculations or formulas, etc., you will have no problem because your mind has been trained how to memorize even hard things. You may not remember it, but you have put the effort. So the brain has already prepared itself to do difficult things to remember. So do not think you are doing only for the sake of remembering the shloka. By doing so, you are getting ready, your mind is getting ready for even simple tasks to do it effortlessly. So do it. I said, yes, now I understand. The teachers don't do this kind of inspiration. They, if you don't want to learn, don't learn. Then you're only spoiling them. And the parents also, why are we to learn this shloka? What is the relevance of this? Now, of course, other reasons also I gave why we have to praise God, etc. That's a different thing. But this is important. The children should be encouraged to do something difficult. Then only it will be easy for them to take up even small, modest things which are difficult. They won't feel exhausted. I mean. Now, when Angada and everybody is ready to give up their thing, who is a real leader? A real leader is one who doesn't give up. Whatever comes. Charevedi. And who is that? None other than Hanuman. Hanumanji is known for that. He will not give up. Whatever comes. Let us see what will happen. Why do we need to stop the process? So here, Hanumanji's glory can be seen here. Tata bruvati taretu.
Tatha bruvati taretu.
Taradibavarchasi. Taradipadi varchasi.
Taradhipati varchasi.
Atamene hritam rajyam.
Athamene hritam rajyam.
Hanumanangadena tat.
Hanuman angadena tat.
Buddhya hrashtangaya yuktam.
Buddhya hrashtangaya yuktam.
Chadurbala samanvidam.
Chaturbala samanvitam.
Chadurdasha gunam mene.
Chaturdasha gunam mene.
Hanuman valinak sutam.
Hanuman valina sutam.
Apuryamanam shashvacha.
Apuryamanam shashvacha.
Tejo bala parakramaihi.
Tejo bala parakramaihi.
Shashinam shukla pakshadau.
Shashinam shukla pakshadau.
Vardhamanamiva shriya.
Vardhamanamiva shriya.
Brihaspati samam buddhya.
Brihaspati samam buddhya.
Vikrame sadrusham pituhu.
Vikrame sadrusham pituhu.
Shushrushamanam tarasya.
Shushrushamanam tarasya.
Shukrasaiva purandaram.
Shukrasyeva purandaram.
Bharturarte parishrantam.
Bharturarthe parishrantam.
Sarvashastra visharadaha.
Sarvashastra visharadaha.
Abhisantadu marebe.
Abhisandhatu marebhe.
Hanumanangatam tataha.
Hanumanangadam tataha.
Chadurnam upayana. Okay. Chadurnan upayanam.
Sachaturnam upayanam.
Tritiyam upavarnayan.
Tritiyam upavarnayan.
Vedayamasa sarvan.
Bhedayamasa tan sarvan.
Vanaran vakya sampada.
Vanaran vakya sampada.
Eshu sarveshu bhinneshu.
Teshu sarveshu bhinneshu.
Tado bhishayatangadam.
Tato bhishayadanggadam.
Bhishanair vividair vakyaihi.
Bhishanair vividhair vakyaihi.
Kopopaya samanvitaihi.
कोपोपायसमन्वितैः
Bravati Tare Tata, while Tara is the speaking, Tara Adhipati Varchasi Tare. So one who is shining like that of the moon. Hritam Rajyam Mene. So the Hridam Rajyam Mene Hanuman Angadena. That's it. So Angada basically Hridam Rajyam. So Radha Adhipadar says, sorry, now we are moving to that. Where did we Hridam Rajyam came? No, not in that. Okay. Hridam, here. Hridam Rajyam Hanuman Angadena. So he thinks that the Hanuman thought of that the Angada had always thought that Bali is killed, my father is killed, and Sugriva had forcefully taken the kingdom. And when he goes back, obviously he is going to kill. Therefore, Angada has a feeling that he will not be a ruler any further. And that is also a feeling of failure on his part. That is what is to be understood here. So, the feeling that Angada has not having any opposition but what Tara says, even for the sake of enjoying as he states, will enjoy going back to the Mayavi Loka and then enjoy the things. So he will not even oppose that. So he will not say, as a leader, he should say, what are you talking? You should not do such things. So Hanuman, therefore, what he understood as Angada is not a normal person. And he has great qualities. Buddhya, Ashtangaya Buddhya, 8 kinds of wisdom he has got, 8 kinds of intelligence. Chadurbala Samanvidam, and 4 kinds of strengths. Chadur Dasha Gunam Mene Hanuman. And also, for the sake of ruling a kingdom, he has 14 different strategies. And these are all interested, or these are all as qualities of Angada. So he is most fit to serve, as a king, right after Sugriva, and he's losing that opportunity. So this is Hanuman's concern. He's such a brilliant, capable king will be lost if he takes a decision of killing himself. So here, what are those, that is in your footnote, it is there, what are those qualities? Sushrusha Shravanam Chaiva Grahanam Dharanam Tata Uhapoha Arthavidanam Tattvajnanam Cha Dhigunaha. Dhigunaha Ashtangaha. Dhigunaha Ashtangaha. There are 8 qualities of the intellect. First and foremost is that Sushrusha, readiness to hear. Without listening, knowledge will not take place. All our wisdom or all our learning starts from listening. But before that listening, there should be Shrotum Icha, Sushrusha. Shravanam is listening. But to listen, you should have desire to listen. Shrotum Icha Sushrusha. that very desire to listen. See, now we say that, usually in Indian languages, they say, oh, do some sushrusha to the guru. They think it is some physical labor, some service and some odd jobs to do. No, do it with an intent to later on listen to what he is saying. That is called sushrusha. But we, usually we do not understand that meaning. Sushrusha means doing some physical labor work. Bhagavan also said in Gita, Tadvidhi Pradipanena Praprashrena Sevaya. That seva is not for what? It is not just for doing whatever the Guru wants you to do. No. Pranipada Pariprashna. For that sake, you have to do the seva. Then upadekshanti te jnanam. Jnanana tattvadashana. So, the buddhi is, first thing is ready to listen. Then listening. So then Shravanam Chaiva. Then whatever is heard, one should keep it very clearly in the mind. So Grahanam, Artha Grahanam. What is, you cannot read, you cannot remember, or you cannot listen to everything that is said because our mind's attention is not that great. But Artha Grahanam must be able to clearly recognize the important message contained in the teaching. But many people say, Swamiji, when I listen to you very clear, Swamiji, but the moment I walk out of this room, oh, you're gone. Then that is called dharanam, retention. Meda Devi Jushamana Duruktaan. Why do we call Medha? Medha is different from Smriti. Medha Shakti is retention power. Smriti is remembrance. Retention and remembrance are different. You may remember. Retention is continuing to have the ability to sustain that knowledge in your mind, not whenever you need, you remember. No. It is like, when the children, when they go for study, they may listen to all the teacher, etc. All right, whatever they teach. But only during the exam time, they will start opening the book and start toying. The whole night. Why? Because whatever they study at the last minute, they will be able to recall next day in the exam hall. Guruji writes in one place, I studied so hard, for the exam. And I went to the exam hall. They gave me the paper first, and then I put my name and roll number. And then when the question paper came, I realized, I was shocked. Why? I prepared for physics, actually the examination for chemistry. And my chemistry went down. Body chemistry. Why? Because the study was done only the previous day. And you remember that. So that remembrance is Smriti. Meda is, while the teacher is teaching itself, you start retaining it. It's not at the time just before the exam. So retention is not time bound. Whereas Smriti is time bound. So retain, that is called Dharana Shakti. Shushrusha, Shravanam, Grahanam, Dharanam. Then Uha Apoha. Uha Apoha means you must have the ability to reason out. In favor of doing it is called Uha. And also you should know how to, what will be the contradiction, opposite points, that also you should understand. Apoha. Swamiji, neither Uha and Poha, I will only have Poha. Eating poha, you will not get uha apoha. Uha apoha. Ability to argue for and argue against. See, in the Shankaracharya's many of this, bhashyas, you will understand that. He will not only put out his points and then he will start himself apoha. Purovakshi. What will happen if somebody opposes it? Then he will, opposing points also equally very powerful. Oh, yeah, right, he's right. Yeah, this never I thought it will happen. He himself is put the opposite points. Not that somebody is asking. And equally powerful. Then he will answer again. Okay, if this is the question and this is the answer. So ability to think in both direction. Okay, what are the favorable points? What are the opposing points? And if one of them is stronger than the other, then one should take to recourse to that only. This is what one should do in reflection. Manana samaye uha apoha vichakshanam. That is what is to be done. Kartavyam. So seeing very clearly uha and apoha. So uha apoha artha vijnanam. So only when you do the reasoning correctly, then you get to the correct understanding of what it is. Artha vijnanam. So that is to recognize, understand the final essence of the teaching after having deliberated upon the opposite views also. That is leading to tattva jnanam. So that is wisdom. Wisdom means the knowledge turning into experience. Wisdom is not knowledge alone. It is that which is become practical experience of the individual. Then thereafter there is no doubt. Samshayarahita jnanam, tattva jnanam. So that these are all the called Digunaha, 8 kinds of intellectual qualities. Shushrusha Shravanam Chaiva Grahanam Dharanam Tata Uha Pohartha Vijnanam Tattva Jnanam. So these are the qualities that Angata has. With this kind of brilliance, that's why he said, no, he is capable of doing, but Sugriva doesn't have this kind of thing. Darpoko. He doesn't think, because even to meet Rama and Lakshmana who came, Hanuman, can you please go and find out why? So he knows Angada is much more than anybody else. Then comes fourfold strength of physical strength. Not physical strength. Kingly strategies. Not the war strategies, the kingly strategies. How to handle a crisis. Gurudev used to say, every condition in our life is a situation. When we do not know how to handle, it becomes a problem. When we give up, it becomes a crisis. Situation, problem, crisis. When you overeat, it is a situation. Then it becomes a problem. Later on, you cannot know how to reduce it. Then when you get onto the weighing scale, it's a crisis. You realize that, oh my God. So before it became a crisis, you should handle it. So here you see, the fourfold strengths are Sama, Dana, Beda, Danda. So Sama is, if there is an opposing view that comes, you can start the reconciliation process. Sama. So sama is the word here, sama, meaning treat the opposition equal. Do not discount, does not reject that person. You understand that fellow is equally capable of doing what, he can also take over from your hand. So you have to meet him at the same level and start persuading that person to give up his opposition. That is the first thing you do. And if the person is not ready to give up, because he came with a purpose, he is not ready to have what do they say then? Well, let us have a talk, first round of talks. Okay, what is that you want? Why are you doing this? The talks to reconcile. No, Russia would not, sorry, not Russia. So they would not accept this. Then gift, dan. Okay, what do you want? This portion of the thing. Okay, I will give you this facilities and this discount, this, that, so that you give up your aggression. I'm ready to let go certain things for you. So that is dhanam. Now, don't you do that with your children also? Okay, I don't want to go to bal. Okay, ice cream today evening. That is dhanam. That is to make the fellow accept to it by giving something which he or she likes. Dhanam. See, these two are understandable, easily you can comprehend. Then comes that Veda. Veda is find out who is supporting him or her and make sure that is broken. So any person suddenly becomes a opposition cannot happen unless that person has got some newfound strength or resources to oppose you. Who is the person who is supporting that person? You in the management strategy, that is very common. If some director is opposing, you will have to find out who actually is supporting that person. And without that, you would not come and talk like this. Okay, where there you break. Veda. Divide. That's what the Britishers did. Divide and rule. Now they came as the sellers of this, they started this company, it's the East Indian Company. So what is that? They to make coffee or tea, which we are not even used to. We are only drinkers of milk. But the coffee and all and tea and everything was brought in by them only. And the way they did was, they started the tea plantation in Bengal. And they give free tea to all the workers. Made them addict to it, then started selling it. This is the way they do. Nowadays also, 30 months free trial. But you have to give a credit card beforehand. You will not even remember 30 days are over. They start charging. Finished. You are finished. Or you get used to it, you don't want to give up. Good. That is the way it is. So when the East Indian Company came and started to sell things and slowly put their resources on, started buying properties, we didn't have a clear, policies at that time. They were small kingdoms. They went on and on, picking up each kingdom one by one, and then creating a false danger from others. You don't know what the other guy is doing, You may not know, because I am doing business there also, and they have strategies to actually conquer you. You know what we will do? We will give you our army, so that you will be strong. Even if he comes for any kind of war, you will have the arm and ammunition. This is exactly what America does to everyone. Supply arms and ammunition, making sure that their immediate neighbors are opposed. So slowly bring them all to your control, colony. So once you have given them the resources, this is what they know recently, China had done to Lanka also. to oppose the Tamils, they gave them a lot of ammunitions and got rid of the Tamils there, killed them en masse they killed. And what they did, after having given all the weapons, etc., and they say, these are all not free, huh? You have to pay for it, billions of dollars. Now the entire country is in crisis. They can't even pay their own bills. Forget about it. The entire country is going to be sold. You see that. Now Lanka is ready to be sold to China. Totally gone, completely lost. I saw somebody sent me a cartoon. Lanka was burning. Hanuman just, I didn't do that. Somebody had done there itself. They're doing it with it. I'm not responsible for what's going on. So Beda is creating enmity with the neighbors or creating a division between yourself and supporters. And Danda is, none of them is working. None of these strategies work. Then I will take weapon in my hand and go to the war. Danda. Punishment. Samadana Beda Danda. So now Hanumanji is going to use Beda now as a strategy for convincing Angada. We'll see more of 14 more of his other qualities that we'll see in the next class. Who is singing?
अगणित गुण गण भूषण रामा आश्रित वत्सल जय जय रामा अयोध्यावासी सीता रामा आपत बांधव जय जय रामा दशरथ नंदन श्री रामा दशमुख मर्दन जय जय रामा कौसल्या सुखवर्धन रामा कामित फलदा जय जय रामा पाप विमोचन श्री रामा पट्टाभिरामा जय जय रामा जानकी जीवन सीता रामा जय रघुरामा जय सिया रामा वानर सेवित श्री रामा वारिधि बंधन जय जय रामा हनुमत पूजित सीता रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा रघुपति राघव राजा रामा पतित पावन सीता रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय
हरि ओम
हरिओम
Hari Om Swamiji.
हरि ओम
Hari Om Swamiji.
हरि ओम
Hari Om. Thank you.